So you're at this stage in your life where you're getting in women attraction, but it's not the ones you want. Or maybe you're not even getting women at all. And this is not the bad part because you're not the only one, man. You're just one of many guys that don't understand how to maximize themselves and have untapped potential. So this is the thing, like most guys try to put a band-aid on this situation with women, right? And this dating life stuff, and they think that they need more money or they need more game, more lines, and when they have the perfect thing to say that everything is going to be stalled. And I'll be honest, this might help a little bit, but if you want something real, like this is for if you want people with superficial desires for you that only want you for your material success and nothing past that. This is when you have guys paying for love, which you can't do that anyways, or she only likes you because of how you make her feel or what you give to her. This is not true, genuine burning desire. And if you never experienced true, genuine burning desire, then you'll understand it's the best feeling in the world. This is not a point where you become the man where you don't need money, you don't need game, you're just yourself. All you need is frame. No money, no game, just frame. You just gotta be who you are because you built yourself up in that character where a woman can really genuinely appreciate you. And I want to talk about how you can get to that level or why you're not at that level and what you're missing so that you can tap into actual high value options that most men really only can dream of having. So the first thing you got to understand, man, is that all of this relationship stuff and romance is really just an energy game. And over 90% of communication is nonverbal. And this goes for social dynamics as a whole, is that it's an energy game and it's 90% nonverbal. So you need to fix your frame. This is the thing. You need to have a masculine frame. So let's talk about masculine frame versus weak frame. So a masculine frame is a man that's on his grind. He's chasing his purpose. He's got his fitness right, every area of his life, his money, his physique, his mindset. And honestly, a lot of this just starts from the mindset. And if you just fix that, everything else will follow. But to make it a whole person concept and put it in perspective, this is what it is. Like, he knows who he is. If somebody comes or if they stay, he's indifferent about it because he's himself regardless and he doesn't need to force anybody. Now, it would be appreciated if you could stay and you would be valued, but there's nothing to lose if you leave. This is the masculine frame. Too many guys fall into the weak frame from techniques and tactics side of things and start chasing validation, or they start trying to put on this dog and pony show and dance and clap and make the women like entertained. But this is not the right thing to do. This is not what you should be doing. You shouldn't be optimizing your life for this. This is something that comes as a byproduct of you. And when you start focusing and making yourself and your level up the main focus, ironically, that makes them more attracted to you, right? That attracts higher quality. Think about it. When you are trying to force something to come just from focusing only on that thing, you put off a different type of energy. You put off a needy energy. When you try to focus only on money, and instead of really helping people solve problems with any job, people can sense that you're not there really for their best interest in the techniques that you talk about, in the ways that you speak to them, in the tactics that you use. This puts people off. So you don't want a neediness energy, right? And so most men settle because they don't have the endurance game, bro. You get to a point where you start having a little bit of motion, man. You got you some money coming in. You got you a little lifestyle set up. You like, man, this waiting for women or trying to find the match for me is tough, man. So I'm gonna just get this little woman, whatever that I got right here. And she doesn't check the boxes that I want, but she's cool, she's nice. So I'm gonna chill with her and we can build something, right? And this is the problem. If you're really content with that, that's fine, there's no issue. But most guys know in their heart they want more because this is the nature of men, to want more, to conquer. And so by you doing that, you're setting yourself up for a lifelong headache and frustration, because when you choose women out of cashing in early, you start to resent her. And so you don't win in that situation because you don't have the type of woman that you see yourself with for your standard. and she doesn't get all of you because you're not all the way in. And so you're messed up, she's messed up, and she will reflect that. Women are multipliers, so she's going to reflect that energy back on you, and it's just going to make your life a living headache. And this is the type of situation that guys marry into, not just date. And so now they're stuck long term into this situation that's so toxic for the both of you. And so the real fix is to focus on building a high quality of life setup, then have them naturally start to orbit in your circle. If you see something that you want in your day-to-day life, in the gym, in the grocery store, wherever, bro, if you really see it and it's really drawing your attention, you're like, I can see myself with that, you gotta go for it. You gotta go for it. I remember I don't approach a lot because I'm focused on my mission and I don't really need to. And there's some stuff that's like I could, and it's decent, but I don't see it long term. And I'm past that short term stuff. Like, it's nothing that comes from that but time and energy drain. So if it's something that's really, really nice for me, I'm gonna hop on it. But other than that, I'm just chilling, bro. This is what you need to do, is just focusing on building your life up, having them naturally orbit. But to do this is not going to be easy because there's a set path in society for men that they want us to do. And you're going to need to be able to break that status quo and go against everything that they tell you in order to be this man that I'm talking about here. You can do it working a job, but it'll have to be a job that goes in a high level and allows you to move up fast while you're young. More than likely, the best path for this, most men that want to achieve this, is to become their own business owner and run their own thing so they can control their life in the way that they want it. The reason why most guys that lead with money and game fail because their true self is written all over their character, and you can't run from who your true character is. Money is an amplifier, man, and game is an amplifier. So if you're unsettled and you're not truly secure with yourself and you don't have a strong frame, then this is going to be exposed even more 10 times over. When you fix all of these things that I just talked about, you will naturally start attracting high quality women into your orbit. And so this was the shallow dive. So I want to go into a little bit deeper into all of these points so I can explain more in depth to this for you guys. So first thing you must understand is that women aren't rejecting you because of something that you can never change, which is the lack of attraction at face value and who you are and how you're carrying yourself and what you're putting off. They're rejecting you subconsciously, but they don't even realize it, so they can never really explain this to you. It's like that one girl, like, it's cool, but it's like, it's just something that's off that I can't tell. But the thing is, it's like their habits are showing up in their life and who they are. And so what she's really doing is she's rejecting your lack of stability and certainty for yourself and your life, your lack of self-respect, and all of this, which is just stemming from your inconsistency. So this is what happens when you're a man who says you're going to do something, but you don't stick to your word, or you have these big goals and these big dreams and you start doing it a little bit, you get it rolling, but then you fall off. These women, they remember more than you think, man. Probably everything, right? This is up to you when you are the type of man that doesn't follow through. You're inconsistent. You say you're going to do something. After this, you're not taken seriously. You're liked, you're appreciated, but you're not chosen. Like, you're not really there. Even if you're attractive, if you're not fully embodying the frame, then you'll get this type of woman that will tolerate you, but she won't truly admire you. It's not about women that don't like you when you're in the struggle and when you're figuring it out and if you don't have it yet all together. It's not about this. We're not expected to have it all together. But if you're not consistent in your decision making, you're this way one day, and then you're this way the next. This is why women don't genuinely like men, when they can knock them off their pivot and they test you, right? And so even the strongest woman, and especially if you're gonna have a woman that's strong, right? She's gonna test you. She's going to make sure that you're sticking to your word. You're not folding, okay? You're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be the provider. And if she can knock you off, and this is like a little bit of a disconnect, because you don't want a woman that's going to try to drive you off of your goals and off your mission, because it's already hard enough being on your mission and on your goals, but then having somebody try to distract you from that too, that's even worse, right? But even high quality ones would be like, can we do this today? Or can we do that? I want to spend some time here and there. But you have to be the man that say, I have to finish this first and then I got to do that. Or no, I said we're going to go here, we're going to go here. I'm going to make decisions for the family and this is going to be what it is. When you're not sure of yourself, that bleeds off. It's simple things, man. It's simple things that leak this energy more than you'll be surprised of, right? So you have to be more certain in your decision making and you have to be more stable and consistent in following through on your goals and the things that's going to make you better as a man. And you have to get used to disappointing her if you know it will make you better, because a lot of times people act disappointed and they act hurt, but they really respect you for the decision that you made. So it might seem like they're upset, but it's kind of like a good upset. And it's kind of like it puts her in this frame of, I don't know why I like it. I hate that I love it. You know how women are in these toxic relationships with these bad boys and they have their mind wrapped up, all twisted around in these loops, and they think they hate them, but they like the roller coaster ride of up and down so much to where they just keep going back to that toxic situationship. And that's the same. It's not the same thing, but it's like a healthy version, because I don't advocate for this toxic rotation and all this lifestyle. I want you to build something long-term, something real, something more in depth, right? This is the healthy version of that, where it's like, I like that he doesn't always fold to everything that I do, because sometimes it's just gonna test you, bro. And now I'm gonna talk about like why more money and more game is just an amplifier and it doesn't cover your frame, your inconsistency. So more money without discipline is reckless, and more game without structure is just you're performing or you're putting on the show, bro. And that's not who you really are. And eventually that facade that you're putting on, that image, is gonna crumble because it's not really who you are. And you see guys do this all the time that's actually deep down, they're lames, bro. They didn't build their life in the right way. So they pay for love, they pay for escorts. You see it a lot of times in music, or a lot of these rappers talk about it, man. Spend 1,000 on her, spend 10,000 on her, buy a Birkin. They tricking off, they paying for this love. These women don't love you, bro. They love your money. They wouldn't be with you if you just had on a simple black tee, some pants, and some J's on, and you was this guy just on the street, man. They wouldn't look at you a second time. So you don't want to be one of these guys that just are dependent on your money. And this is not even just the only thing. Like you don't want to be dependent in life on your money. You want to be dependent on God. Like from God comes your guidance and your submission. And then the woman comes under the man. Even in the Bible, when Adam ate the apple was when mankind fell. It wasn't when Eve did it. Eve was weak and she was the furthest removed from God. That's why she was tempted first, because she was submitted under Adam. Adam was, as the man, was supposed to say, no, Eve, I'm not doing this. You shouldn't have done this either. God said, he gave us rules. And as hard as it is to follow, we gotta do our best to fight this. And so this is the frame that you should be coming from as the leader. This is a tough position to do, man. As a man, I know it is. It's very hard. But we have to be strong enough to do this. It's our duty. It's our calling. It's why we were called. It's why we were born as men. God saw something in us. And the Bible says that he knew us before he formed us in our mother's womb. So he knows you, and he doesn't give you anything you can't handle. And on a game without structure is performative. It's like you're putting on a show, you're tapping into a mode, which it works. Like everybody puts on an act for a little bit. But you don't want to be this person where you're constantly putting on this show or putting on this face that you're not really who you say you are. This is where imposter syndrome comes in, and you're living a double life. And it's much easier just to really be that guy, bro. Everybody wants to do these tactics when the tactics are just as hard as doing the hard thing first, because now you got to live with this false image of you, of who people think you are, and you're putting on, and you're uncomfortable in yourself, and you're unsettled. Man, just do the hard things, man, and then it'll naturally be there. And then you know what? You win 10 times over, because the hard thing becomes easy, and everything's easy, and then it's just built into who you are. It's in your code, it's in your DNA. And after that, you have nothing else to worry about, but you're trying to run from it off rip firsthand, And this is why nothing ever gets changed, man. Because women, they sense that you have lack of direction, that you have a lack of self-trust, that you have a lack of internal order. They sense that you don't have, okay, it's very apparent that you don't have your life together, but they can sense that you aren't even trying. Because success leaves clues, and you can judge somebody by their fruit, by the way they carry themselves, the way they move, the things they talk about, the way they present themselves online. You can kind of get a feel for somebody, right? And high value women, they understand. And there's certain clues and things that you'll look for. It's like, I don't know if you can tell as a man, because I don't know if you're watching this video and you genuinely are taking this advice in and you're not just watching for the entertainment, but you really need this stuff and it's resonated with you right now. You're not at the point right now where you can tell what type of woman that a woman is, whether she's high quality and potentially long term, or just like the type of woman that is you see out in bars, clubs, just short term on Tinder, on Hinge, and stuff like this. You can tell. It's like a little meter. Like you can just tell like her aesthetic, man, the way she comes across. And so I say all that to say that this is what happens for you yourself as well. You put out this type of thing. It's like even micro expressions to the way you move through a room, or the way you scan a room, or the way you walk, right? And your posture. And so all of this stuff is a result of the frame. And see, attraction is not just logical. It's something that you feel. It's on an emotional level. It's that calm reassurance that she knows that you got it taken care of if anything happens, if anything pops off, right? It's the emotional safety and security that you don't just beat up on her emotionally and try to dominate her as an insecure man. You understand that she has her own intelligence. And while it may need guidance and reassuring and recorrecting sometimes, you need the same thing as well too. And so you correct each other, right? But you have the upward trajectory and you control the relationship. What you put in is what you get out. So you can't put something bad in and expect something good to come out of it. That's not how it works. Let's just jump straight into the fix, because I've talked a lot about the theory of it and the whole overarching principles. So what actually is the fix to this, man, to attracting a high quality partner? And the layer deeper is becoming that high quality partner. And what is that, man? For guys, this is discipline systems, and this is consistency. What does it look like through the lens of what I'm talking about, right? This looks like when a man is disciplined, he moves with certainty. He knows where he's going. He has his decision, his mind made up. And it's like, this is where I want my life to be. This is what I want my life to look like, my schedule, my body, my mindset, my relationship with God, everything. He's not looking for approval. He's not looking for validation. He's certain, and you could take it or leave it. He's not chasing validation. You know, he's not, is this right? What do you think about this? Now, it's the difference between valuing input and chasing validation. And you must have discernment to know the difference between both. And I respect that you are on this path. You'll become smart enough to figure out the difference. You have a consistent routine day in, day out that you stick to, because as a man, you understand that discipline equals freedom. And when you have your stuff squared away, then it gives you the room and the space in your life to move how you want to, because the non-negotiables are handled. Now this leaves times for the free things to start coming in. He has controlled habits. He has no vices, no vices, no vices. You can do this. You can have no vices, bro. You can break all your addictions and all your habits. If you lock in with God hard enough, you can do it, bro. I'm telling you, it's the hardest thing you ever done in your life, but you can do it. And the level of self that you can control and master, the higher level of partner that you can attract, because you only get out what you are. When I started raising my level up, and as a barber, I started becoming to be able to raise my price, my skill. I was putting time in every haircut and each one to do it better than the next. And I always make it a goal to cut somebody's hair better than the last time they saw me. And a lot of times they tell me like, man, might be your best one. Like, you've outdone yourself. And as I've started doing that and started climbing the ladder in my career as a barber, I started getting clientele that was like a higher tier level, like a higher quality of person. Like, it would be a big sports star that just committed to a good school in college, or it would be a family that was very well off from one of the nicest parts of town, and it's her son, and she saw me and she resonated with me on social media. And it's almost like I built myself to a level where a certain type of person only feels comfortable coming to me because they feel like they resonate with me. And this is how you want to put out signal and attract your tribe. This is what it looks like. But this starts in your decisions, man. This starts in your routine, your habits, and your certainty in getting right. And so all of this right here, it leads to better women choosing you and feel like they can actually level up with you. The women that don't feel like they could, or they're intimidated by you, or they know you will expect a lot out of them. Especially, this is one thing about being fit. Like, it's a thing where I used to see an argument online where women are talking about I don't want this guy. He looks like he's self-absorbed and self-obsessed, and it's because the guy is fit. But they know this is their coping mechanism of, I don't want this guy because I know he will expect a lot out of me as a partner himself because he demands a lot out of himself. And so you want to essentially eliminate those people and kind of like disqualify the ones you don't want and hyper qualify the ones you do want. And this works. Like, it's a real thing across the board. But you have to be transparent. You have to not put on this facade. You have to be who you really are. You can't be afraid to experiment with different things and go against what somebody might tell you or what they might judge you. If you try to switch a look up and you're trying something more bold, and you're switching up your fashion, or you're trying new habits that your friends don't do, you're quitting the bad stuff, you're doing the good stuff, you have to be strong-minded and strong-framed enough to be your own self, because nobody's going to congratulate you for this stuff, but you will see it. You will see the difference in your life, and you will know when it's starting to happen. And so this main thing is, man, it's that discipline and everything, these whole frames that I'm talking about, it's not about being perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's expecting anybody to be perfect, but it's boxes that have to be checked and things that have to be done. It's inputs that have to be put in to get the outputs and the results that you want. This is all what it's about. And so you need to be able to be a reliable person to yourself. You need to be able to have a strong frame and stick to your word, man. And so long story short, all in all, women don't secretly hate men just because you don't have money or you don't have status. You're not the most famous guy. It's the guy that doesn't have command over themselves, that's clearly insecure, that lets things easily knock him off his pivot. You're all over the place, man. You're doing this thing one day, you're doing something the next day. The wind blows, you change your mind, you change your decision. She can't respect you from inconsistency. Your present must be strong, it must be grounded, it must be consistent, it must be masculine. It must be leadership, provider, decision maker, boss energy. So if you fix the systems that run your life, this attraction becomes effortless, not forced. This stuff will start to orbit around you in your circle. You will be able to leak off this energy. Like, you can tell on social media, you'll probably start promoting your business online or something. And in the midst of that process, it'll be pretty women in the likes or things that they will see you in when you go to different events or different functions, and they'll be like, hey, they'll reach out to you for any excuse, or in the gym, they'll be like, I like this, I like that, or they will make themselves available. You will know, but you need to just focus on fixing these systems that run your life, and from that, all of this stuff will bleed out. Focus on mastering your purpose, focus on becoming your best self. You have to take the focus off of that and focus on yourself, and all of this becomes effortless, right? Long story short, what I want to tell y'all, man, is that if you feel like you have to overcompensate for your lack of something, don't feel like that, man. Just build the real discipline that you need to change. Go through and do the hard things, right? And this will bleed in over everywhere in life, each area. And so if you want to know how to build that discipline that changes you for good, so you won't go back to your old self and you become the boss, him in the city, that guy. Follow my channel, subscribe, man. I'm gonna be breaking everything like this down, different frameworks that guys didn't even know they needed, or what you know you need, you just don't understand how to properly conceptualize this decision. So if you got something that you've been struggling with, man, let me know in the comments what you want me to speak on and how I can help you out with my expertise and what I might know that could give you insight. And I will be building a community soon for this stuff where you can go all in one place to get all of this type of information. So if you want that, let me know what you want to see in there as well, and let me know if you'll be interested for that. I appreciate it, man. Leave a like if you got something from this. I'm gonna see y'all later. Yeah, we out of here.